I'd like you now to close your eyes and become comfortable where you are right now, and to allow yourself some time away from all the hopeless cares and say with me, this hour is mine to find within again that fine thread of focus, the quiet path that leads gently inwards, turning down the bright glare of the outside world, turning away, returning within. Your entire being softens, your breathing lengthens, deepens, so naturally now, watching your interest in the outside world go to sleep. Your feeling of awareness, the sense of I, your sense of self behind your eyes, between your ears, becomes my voice. You see these words as sounds of light and color, shining clear. All other thoughts disappear as you taste each word. So good, you turn inside to feeling now. You feel yourself descending into secret places long forgotten, memories of easier times, calling you further inwards to feel and to be again the you were before your name, when this and that and you and I were still one, and nothing was the matter. Feeling this so very deeply now, your breathing automatically becoming even gentler, so much softer, gradually lengthening the pauses in between. An easy pleasure, accepted now and indeed letting go, so becoming even more pleasurable feelings now, and seeing a soft light below, there at the very center of your being, this soft glow, inviting, attractive, appealing, tempting you to let go and come further within. That's right. Entering now an easy comfort. You slip into this so gladly, seeing this is the way, and noticing now a subtle fragrance, a delicate scent of ease and comfort, and of not having to do anything at all. Your vocal cords go quiet. They go to sleep, and all inner chatter fades away as all your other voices having nothing left to say or contribute, stop and sleep. A door is opened and the way opens for you to come with me by following my voice as I take you away from all the stresses, the burdens, the pressures of the day as we walk now down a beautiful country lane in the late morning summer sun. We walk at a leisurely pace, no rush, no hurry, no need to worry about the time any of this takes, because in this special place of relaxation, time can stretch easily around what's needed to get done. What needs to be done is done. That's right. An easy pace, therefore, which in itself brings an even deeper sense and feeling of expansive relaxation, knowing that all that is required of you is to walk this way, to focus on these my words and take in the gorgeous surroundings of this slowly materializing dreamscape all around you. We approach that place where all anxiety is dissolved away and forgotten, and all you need to do is to carry on exactly as you're doing now, one easy step after another, the path broadening now and opening up into a meadow of uncountable beautiful flowers and grasses, smells and feelings of younger, easier times come flooding back to you now. You hear the tweeting of the birds, you hear the buzzing of the bees, and that's good news, because it means we're very near to the place of rest and healing where all of your anxieties will melt away. That's right. So good. And so, you see, this path on which you walk, this path along which you have been walking for so long now, this path leads now into the center of the clearing in the middle of the meadow, and there you see 7 beautiful beehives sitting in a circle around an apple tree laden with fruit. And you know that the buzzing you hear around you comes from bees that live in these very hives. And as you stand and take in this scene, the sights the smells and the sounds, the feeling of the warm summer breeze on your face. You become lost in this scene, feeling the grass between your toes, the delicate scent of apples in your nose, the soft, bright sunlight, this beautiful light, light, light. This scene becomes your entire world as slowly, gradually, surely, and increasingly clearly you begin to understand that you are now deep, deep inside the center of your own self, where you have the opportunity now of seeing things differently, to see things from the inside now, newly perceiving in this revelatory dream of important insights and understandings of just quite how things have got to this their present state. And you can smell the promise, the certain promise that all of your anxieties are very, very close to being solved, to being dissolved absolutely. You feel this as a warm feeling of rising hope, like the first green shoot of new life sprouting from the dark, fertile earth below. An exciting feeling, matched now by the excited buzz that emanates from inside and out of each of the 7 beehives you see in front of you now. You take in the wonder of this world of bees as you know. Each and every honeybee is a tiny miracle of nature all of its own. Each tiny bee able to find its way across the countryside, sometimes many, many miles away from its home, seeking out the good golden pollen, gathering it up on its hairy legs, and finding its way back home, laden and unaided, to be delivered, unpacked and put to use to create the most amazing substance on the planet, golden honey. Quite extraordinary, quite wonderful, and quite natural too. But a whole hive of honeybees is a truly awesome and completely astonishing thing. These countless honeybees, by the many, many thousand, all living and buzzing away together in their beehive, each knowing its own precise task, cooperating with the others, communicating information concerning the location of the best and most pollen-saturated flowers, getting along with each other, making sweet, sweet honey, keeping the hive clean and free from pests. Each bee was created in this hive naturally. Each, as it grows, learns its role, and each carries out its allotted tasks so well, integrating intimately with the other thousands and thousands of bees, learning how to fly, how to find the flowers, and how to collect the pollen, to be able to find its way back home to the hive, and then, once home, to communicate to all of the others just exactly what it had found, and precisely where to find it again. The hive is truly like a living being in constant interaction with the world, an organic, healthy whole, animated by tiny messengers, flying in and flying out. And so, in many ways, as you can easily imagine, a beehive is quite like a person's mind. A beehive is quite like each of our minds. In fact, each single bee you see in a vision like this one can be seen as being just like a single thought, buzzing around in the beehive of your mind, flying out to engage with the world, to learn things, to bring you information back home, which is why you often find, when you're thinking many thoughts at one and the same time, it's just like your mind is buzzing with activity, a hive of energy, each thought doing its thing rightly, naturally, with ease and without any problems whatsoever. And that's why the human mind is very much like a beehive. Every human being can and does think many thousands of thoughts simultaneously, each thought seeming to have a life of its own, but each really working to a greater plan, unseen at first sight, but discernible and recognizable as thoughts mature and develop, work and interact with others, turning individual thoughts into ideas, testing them in the world, and producing the honey of understanding and comprehension. Yes, a human mind resembles a beehive in many ways, each quite as marvelous as each other in the efficiency and complex interaction of their work. But, as with all things, difficulties can arise from time to time, difficulties which can make the normal working ways of the beehive seize up and create a rather difficult and uncomfortable and tense and stressful situation for all concerned. From time to time, the entrance and therefore the exit too of the beehive can get blocked. And when the entrance to the beehive gets blocked, the bees become locked inside, and then the normal working processes of the beehive become broken, and the honeybees can no longer fly out to engage with the world, to learn things, to bring back new information and bright golden pollen. The bees of the hive are trapped within it, becoming more and more uncomfortable, more and more stressed, more and more agitated, and obsessing on what each must do in order to remedy the situation. And since there is very little that any individual bee can do about the situation, they continue to buzz about inside, the temperature steadily rising as the situation grows increasingly more frantic as each second passes. And so, as you now see, as you see and as you now understand, and as you now understand and can therefore happily accept, this situation is not good for any of the individual bees involved, and it is especially not good for the beehive as a whole. And thinking all of this, seeing all of this, as you stand now in this beautiful meadow, seeing all that is going on here too, you notice that one of the 7 beehives that sit in the circle, one of them in particular, differs from all the rest. 6 of the beehives are clearly active and functioning normally, and that therefore means that one of them isn't. 6 of the beehives seem to be breathing and functioning as they should. Streams of bees coming and going as they naturally do, but one of the hives seems to be completely devoid of all coming and going. And from what you've just learned about beehives, you know exactly what has happened here. You approach this beehive that has no bees streaming in or streaming out, and you see clearly. You see very clearly now that the entrance to this beehive has become blocked by a fallen branch, and so all of its bees have become locked inside. The honeybees can no longer fly out to engage with the world, to learn things and to bring back new information. the bees of this hive are trapped within it, becoming more and more uncomfortable, more and more stressed, more and more agitated, and obsessing on what each must do in order to remedy the situation. And since you know there is very little that any individual bee can do about the situation, they continue to buzz about frantically inside, the temperature steadily rising as the situation becomes increasingly more agitated. This beehive is full of bees flying around and around and around and around and getting absolutely nowhere. And so, this beehive reminds you of something very close to home. And yes, as you suspect, and as you are beginning now to see, as you see and are now beginning to understand, and as you now understand and therefore easily accept, this is precisely why your own situation has become anxious and agitated, uptight and stressed. All of those anxious thoughts that you have cooped up inside of you, buzzing around, desperate to get out. All those anxious thoughts began as natural, healthy thoughts. A concern about this, perhaps, or a concern about that. The type of thought that it's right and necessary and quite natural to have in order to simply survive in this world. These normal thoughts, these natural thoughts, have turned into highly anxious thoughts and worrisome worries simply because they have been cooped up inside for far too long and now need to escape, to engage with the world again in order to be useful again, to be involved and properly formed, and the simple understanding that any worry is merely an ordinary thought that has become all hot and bothered and anxious and uptight, forced to fly around and around inside, getting more and more agitated and upset just because for some reason it's not been allowed to fly about freely and do its own thing naturally. And so, clearly now, and calmly now, you see and you feel that you have identified the cause, the reason, and the origin of your heightened anxiety. You see the beehive there, right there in front of you. You see the branch that blocks the entrance. And you know what you need to do. And so you do. You approach the beehive now, and in full understanding of what is happening within you, you stretch out your hand. You grasp the branch tightly and firmly, and with full intent and purpose, with full clarity of mind, and with an open heart, anticipating the most wonderful release, you ready yourself. And now you pull the branch away from the entrance to the beehive, and you stand back, and the pressure is released. The bees escape. You see them streaming out of the hive entrance, countless in number, flying up, up into the sky in pure joy, in happy relief, dancing together now in the pure ecstasy of their emancipation, their utter delight in their final release. And all of your worries and all of your anxieties, all of your doubts, all of your suspicions, all of your upsets are released now too, and return again automatically to become ordinary thoughts again, just thoughts, but freed from obsession now, and able to come and to go in a healthy, vibrant manner. And this feels truly wonderful, does it not? This feeling of having been released, an expansive feeling inside. You feel physically lighter, and so much lighter of heart. And because of this returned lightness of heart, this lightness of being, you can see so very clearly now that you are far more capable than you thought. You are now able to see what you truly can and what you truly cannot do, what truly can be done and what truly can't be done. Calmly, honestly, and with a peaceful heart, you see so very clearly now that trying to control the world around you is not only impossible, but completely undesirable too. You see and you understand the nature of change, of fluidity, of the ever-changing river that is the course of your life. You don't feel squeezed now your bees have been freed, no longer boxed in and harassed. An open, easy feeling has taken its place. An open, easy feeling is what you experience now, and you know this feeling, whilst never before quite as deep as this. But recognition is all, and you know this is what the joy of full release from anxiety truly is. You breathe even more deeply now, more fully, and you know that tonight and for all nights hereafter you will sleep deeply and well, fully and recuperatively, waking refreshed and vibrant, energetic and optimistic, and so very, very glad to be alive. And in accepting all of this so very deeply now, seeing how and why anxieties arise in the first place, you resolve never, ever again to allow your thoughts to become cooped up, to be locked in, to be turned into anxious worries. And in this resolve, a deeper part of you is opened now to awareness. You feel a wonderful stillness within, a beautiful peace within, always now available to you in the absence of your anxieties. This is how you are now. Feel this beautiful, gentle, calmly centered experience. See now, feel now, how much deeper you can feel this. Go deeper now, deeper into this oh so natural feeling, and becoming this, you are this, strong, secure, centered, balanced, whole again. And this feeling will last. This now is your everlasting underlying feeling, your overarching feeling, your general feeling, because this just feels so good, does it not? This natural state of living in this present moment, appreciating this moment fully, being this, no more is needed. And yes, thoughts will arise. They do as they do. But when they do, you now know to simply let them go and let them do their thing, and resolve never, ever to coop them up or lock them in, because you know this is futile, unnatural, and quite daft. And you won't lose your thoughts when you do this, because this really is the truly natural way thoughts grow and develop and become useful. When you don't hold on to them, when you let them go, when you allow them to fly away and do and be what nature intended, just like bees, they always come back. And when they do, they bring back perspective, they bring back understanding, and they bring back a knowledge of the world and that secret ingredient that can make life sweet both on the inside and on the out. Your bees are free, and so are you. Renewed, refreshed, rejuvenated, and so now, freed from all anxiety, buoyed by a sense of natural, simple joy at simply being alive and able to breathe and think freely. This dream begins to thin out. This dream begins to fade, yet leaves behind for you to treasure. This central feeling of calm, this quiet center at the heart of every storm, you bring this feeling back to full consciousness now, knowing now just exactly how to avoid all future upset of this type. A clear, glad heart awakens. Now your eyes open and you find yourself renewed, unburdened, released, and happy to be you once more. Hello,